As I prepare to open my latest shipment, a few stickers caught my eye. Apparently my goods were not fulfilling the conditions held down by the European Union according to Article 28 and 29. I assumed it had something to do with electricity and its safety, but apparently it's some new way to circumvent customs. First up, the actual packaging could have been better. I mean, it's mostly just pure luck that there's no bumps or bruises on the box itself. However, the box, it's very nice looking and even has a small magnetic seal. First up is the brick phone Vertu P234, released 2016. Spec-wise, it's a perfectly shit phone. Misunderstand me correctly here, some people simply don't want the high-tech stuff. Personally, I got this for my mother who despises new technology and likes the look of it. Accessory-wise, we have the standard USB to micro USB and a nice-looking leather holster down the bottom of the box. Unfortunately, they couldn't send me a decent European charger, so I was retrofitted with an adapter, which I'm probably not going to be using because I'm paranoid like that. The accessories themselves are very, very cheap feeling, and the holster, good looking as it might be, will probably fall apart after a few weeks. Supposedly, it's guesstimated to sport around a 3 to 5 hour talking time, and I guess you could, seeing as it also features a dual SIM card setup. In other words, it's a phone. You use it to make calls and you send texts. Unfortunately, as far as I've been told, it runs over the GSM 900 1800 MHz, which makes it unusable in the United States, Canada and Mexico. You can, however, still use it to play MP3s and FM radio. I was pleasantly surprised at the solid metal casing. Unfortunately, it doesn't cover the entire phone and the buttons are cheap plastic. It's rocking a 1.52-inch screen with a resolution of 128 by 128 pixels. And get this, it's got less than 1 megapixel camera. What more could you want? Yeah, there's a micro SD slot as well. I have to admit though, I was rather dumbfounded by the actual unlocking mechanism of the phone itself. Apparently it involves some sort of dark magic where you have to double press one button while simultaneously holding down a secondary button during the last press of the first button. I didn't sign up for this shit. It does fulfill the most basic needs in order to be called a phone these days. It has a calculator, an alarm, you can swap out the ringtones. It even has that Soviet-Russian version of Snake, Tetris. And you can even surf the internet. That's right, you can surf the internet on a stamp-sized brick phone over the GSM net. Still, it does look good. And for under $30, it looks very good. Next up, a badly banged up little package. I was crossing my fingers hoping that this wouldn't contain any sort of electronic at all. And luckily enough it didn't. Yeah, opening up the package, a postcard from League of Legends and a bunch of Chinese people asking me to give them a 5-star rating. How about I be the judge of that? Thank you very much. Anywho, nerd territory ahead. Yep, this package contained a ring. Not any kind of ring actually, a nerdy ring. And if you're gonna be a nerd, at least be classy about it. This particular piece is from the Richard Wagner opera, The Ring of the Nibelungs. I think it's German. Anywho, it's an opera about a bunch of Norse gods and whatnot, and the actual story itself, which you have a link to down in the description as per usual, actually has quite a few nerd paraphernalia. Yep, video games, anime, you name it. Most of it is on the cheaper side. There are some expensive stuff on that store as well though, so keep an eye out. As for the actual quality, there's nothing wrong with this product. For once, it's exactly as advertised. And for this price, you can call me a happy chap. So here we have a very nicely packaged little parcel, I must say. However, they did send me another one of those godforsaken electrical adapters from hell. I'm pretty sure this one covers every goddamn continent on Earth. However, the very flimsical construction of this one, I would not suggest leaving it charging overnight, over any circumstance. And here we have a tablet. Yep. An Android 4.4 tablet named the Q88H. Supposedly runs off of Android 4.4. So do take caution, not every app will run on this little machine. 7-inch screen, enough to make any Asian jealous apparently. It runs on a 1.2 GHz quad core and is sporting 2 cameras. Unfortunately, they're shit, but we'll get back to that. Now, accessory-wise, there's of course the power supply. There's a USB to micro USB cable and a female USB to micro USB cable as well. Surrounding the actual tablet itself is some sort of magnetic death plastic from hell. It was like the Chinese were afraid the tablet would get pregnant on its way over here. It does have a micro USB input, and that enables you to charge the thing without using the flimsical power supply. It also sports a micro SD port, which enables you to expand on the memory. Unfortunately, the plastic casing does feel very cheap and extremely thin, I must say. And when booting up the device, you're greeted by this! It's not exactly the first time I've come across something like this, and to be honest, I have no idea why the Chinese has such a hard-on for shitty speakers and loud volume. And as far as I know, there's no way of turning that booting volume down. And unfortunately, when it comes down to the screen itself, all 7 inches of it, there's some general viewing angle shenanigans going on. I'm afraid it's very narrow. With its almighty 512 megabytes of RAM, the thing kind of barely chugs along when it comes to scrolling or swiping or using all those youthful jisms. I mean, unless it was for this price, I would give it an almighty meh out of 5. But now, use it as a remote control, give it to the kids, you know, Babby's first tablet. Pretty much anyone could afford this. While the thing does come with all the standard things you would expect from a tablet nowadays, such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi 3.5 jack, the cameras, both of them are unfortunately both 0.3 megapixels. I mean, damn! Still, this is a very affordable piece of secondary tablet. And by secondary, I mean in the case of the wife or the kids hogging your primary tablet. I mean, sure, it's gonna show signs of cheapness whenever you're trying to flip the damn thing and it spends a few seconds trying to catch up. Still, this makes it a buy in my book. Thanks for watching, and do keep in mind the prices might fluctuate from week to week. As always, the shops I used are down in the description. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the flip side.